Hey everybody, and welcome back to another epic day, man. I mean, it's crazy. Some amazing movements on TitanX as expected. We're expecting this to continue to ramp up. It is still relatively early, so yeah, it's just going to keep grinding with these flywheels. So and new projects, buying burns, and everything else, payouts. It's going to be pretty awesome. We're going to get into obviously a TitanX. It's our last topic for the day, but it's going to be our biggest one. We're going to start off with the stock market quickly. We're going to move into crypto quickly and meme coins. Then we're going to jump into a quick review of where Pulsechain's at the moment. We're going to be talking about then a TitanX ecosystem and then, of course, Zen as well. So those are the kind of the 5 topics we've got today. So hope you guys enjoy it. Get in the chat, get lively. Don't swamp the chat, but get in there and, get engaged. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. We're also going to look at the roadmap for TitanX projects. So someone asked me yesterday to do what I used to do for roadmap, so I've done that today, and we'll refine that as we go on and as we get more information. But hope you guys will enjoy that roadmap. So it should be good. Let's use in the chat here. We've got Priority 1. Legends, get on board. Absolutely. Priority 1 there, very high on the intel in the TitanX ecosystem. Big shout out to Priority 1, dropping lots of alpha all the time. And we're going to get into it. Yeah, Monday coin drop there potentially for Legends. Yeah, look forward to that. Legend 8X. What do you got there? Big welcome from the channels, Pulsechain channel. Big welcome to Superman Crypto channel. A big welcome to Hex Token channel. Over 10,500 subscribers. A big thank you to everybody. And of course, hope you're enjoying this alpha content. If you wanted to make money in crypto, we're covering some of the critical projects dominating Pulsechain, dominating Ethereum, and dominating some other chains that are coming up like X1 and things like that. So yeah, we're looking for the winners, and it's going to be pretty exciting. Now, if you haven't gotten to our strategy club, that's $35 a month. The link's in the video description. Join up. We drop a whole ton of intel in there every day. So you get in on that one, the strategy club, become a special part. That also includes the Pulsechain Hex Discord. So we got 1,200 members, and we did the best info. We got info everywhere there. So big shout out. Jay Red in the house. Hey Jay Red, hope you're doing well. We got Brenton in the house, our TA guru. Howdy Superman family. Hey Brenton, hope you're doing well. We got Wookie as well. Wookie's in the house. Syndicate Capo. We're actually going to be talking about Mafia today, actually. Just remind me, but that's part of our Pulsechain section. And we'll be talking about that too. X Factor in the house there. Good to see you. Hey, good to see you, X Factor. And I like the little Zen logo there. Yes, Zen is probably on the takeoff phase now. We're going to talk about some of the teasers there. That's going to be after TitanX. We're covering that our last topic. Wookie, the poor is here. Nice one, Wookie. Hopefully you'll become a bit wealthier in crypto. Brennan says, too old, Wook. Yeah, he's getting a bit old, but he was in the spa today. I know that much. Birthday pump. Woo, says Brennan. Oh, well, happy birthday, Brennan. Congratulations to you. Hope you're having a good time there. All right. What else? Let's get into it, shall we? Let us go. Stock market is so we're going to be covering the results for Wednesday US. So let's pull it up, and I think we're here. Are we here? No. On this one. Yeah, we're on that one. Let's go to this view. Bam. All right. So the view that we're on. All right. So the S&P 500 slips as Nvidia rebound runs out of steam. So we had a bit of a mixed day on stock market. So the Dow Jones is up slightly. 0.1%, 38 points to 40,974. The S&P 500 is down 0.16%, 9 points, 5,520. And the Nasdaq with all tech companies in it is down 1/3%, 54 points. So not so bad today, not like yesterday. And we got Nasdaq there at 17,082. US dollar at 101.23 on the index, pretty much. In the commodities there, let's see, West Texas and Brent oil both up slightly. About 10 cents to $69 and $73 respectively. Gold is flat today, down 50 cents at 2,525. Silver is up slightly at 4 cents to $28.60. Now we're waiting for the interest rate pivots, then the US dollar devaluation, and these commodities are probably going to run, right? Run, rabbit, run. Now we did have some of the labor data. We're expecting labor data all week. Remember, this is going to make this week really volatile. This September, volatile September. Yeah. Rec September, is that what they call it? Rec September. We got job openings fell more than expected in July, so this is not the kind of news that we're wanting to get really. The 7.67 million from a downwardly revised 7.91 million, so it's just below expectations. That's enough to demur the markets pushing the ratio of vacancies to unemployed to 1.07 to 1, below pandemic levels there. We got today's report adds to the body of evidence that the labour market is not only looser than pre-pandemic levels, but is also continuing to cool and potentially now at a faster pace. That was from Citi analysts there. Market participants are holding their breath for the upcoming August US job report, which is expected to play a key role in the Federal Reserve's decision on whether to implement a rate cut of 25 basis points or 50 basis points on September the 18th, which is coming up pretty fast. That's pretty much it. And the other big news, of course, Nvidia there closed down 1% there, just running out a little bit of steam. And of course, the US Department of Justice, it's corrupt little unit under the Democrats, is doing a deepening probe into the artificial intelligence chip market dominance. That's going to be a huge thing coming up, folks. AI chips, robotics, and that's going to be scary stuff if without good ethics in place, right? Some people are always going to abuse that. Like I said, we're already seeing drones and robots. Imagine a drone with AI, and oh my god! And then we see dogs already, dogs on the battlefield in Russia and Ukraine. Imagine AI chips on those things, and they run around doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Right, it's very much Terminator stuff, isn't it? Very much Terminator stuff. All right, let's get into the Fed rate monitor and quickly have a look at that. 1 week, 6 days, and 70 hours ago until the Fed monitor, we've got the market there. Still the majority of the market, 54% expecting 25 basis points versus 46% with 50. We get 50, folks, it's going to be really cool. It's going to be good for the keep the interest rate down faster. We're currently at 5.5%, so anything shaving off that is going to be pretty cool. And that will be what they call a pivot, right, an interest rate cycle there. So fingers crossed on that one. Now we're going to quickly look at the economic calendar. Let me just have a look at that economic calendar. Yeah, and we got that labor data coming out, right? So let's see what's tomorrow. Actually, this week. Let's just do this week. And there we go. So we got Tuesday, manufacturing. We're looking for that initial jobless claims. That's on Thursday. So we just covered Wednesday stock market. So Thursday, initial jobless claims. And then Friday, we've got non-farm payrolls on Friday. So that's what I mean. This employment data is pretty crazy. The reason why is because the Federal Reserve is trying to trade off employment for inflation, lower inflation using interest rates, right? So that's why these numbers are so critical this week. All right, that's it for the stock market and economic news. We got Bitcoin at the moment, $58,160, up 0.6%. Dominance at 55%. We got Ethereum there at $2,455, up 0.8%. So a nice little turnaround on the old BTC and ETH. I'm actually pretty happy where BTC is at. We're not far from 60K, and so that means that 100K for the end of the year is still in play, particularly from October, maybe even from the US election on the 5th of November, depending on how that plays out. So I think that's still pretty good. We've got a bit of mixed results amongst BNB, XRP, and Tron. BNB particularly down 2.3%, $509. But the rest of the market's not too bad. Solana up 4.6%, almost 5%, under $33. ADA up 1.3%. That's so it's not too bad. The Litecoin up a bit as well, 1.4% there as well. And I never talk about Bitcoin Cash, but Bitcoin Cash down here is $315 at the moment. So there we go. Let's jump over to Bitcoin. Have a little quick look on the hourly. Yeah, so we had that sell off there on Bitcoin, got all the way down here. We even bounced down to 55,583. But we've had quite a nice little rally. Am I on the alley here? Yeah, a huge dip there, isn't it? That's massive, 55,583. But we managed to come back on the alley, and here we are at $58,000 on the Bitcoin. So looking not too bad. We even got up as high as 58,500 there on the Bitcoin. So it's doing pretty well, 58K on the hourly. Let's go to the daily though and have a bit of a pan view. And here we are at the moment. Yeah, with that little big wick today, but power back up to 58. I think that's a pretty good sign. Let's see if we can hold that onto that. We are in September. And remember, out of all the Bitcoin years, 14, 15 years, 3 of them have been negative. And of course, September is normally pretty poor. October is the opposite, right? It's the Uptober, and that's the reversal. We hardly ever have a negative in October. So yeah, we're running through this last volatile period. We got the interest rates here coming up on the 18th. You can see that, and then which is less than 2 weeks away, right? So then we've got US election, potentially another interest rate pivot in November and then December, right? So that's all good news, folks, particularly if the US election is won by Trump, right? So That's kind of where we are at the moment on that. Now we still don't have a death cross. We've still got running out the gold cross, but it's getting closer. It's getting closer. So fingers crossed we can sort of steer away out of September into October, maybe from the interest rate pivot. Let's see. All right, so let's jump over to Ethereum just quickly, and Ethereum there still got that death cross in here, and of course we've all got what we got there. Yeah, we went all the way down. Look at that. We worked down earlier today at 2,307. We're now back at 2,451, and we've had a high of 2,490. So Ethereum there just moving around volatile as well. Let's look at the daily charts there. That is the chart for Ethereum. So we do need this is getting quite deep now, this little death cross. So obviously coming out of September, we do need that to reverse and maybe loop around, curve around there. Moving into the interest rates and the US election. That is that. Let's have a look at the meme coins. Just to wrap up our crypto coverage, we've got the total market cap at 2.03 trillion. It's just up 1,500%. And we've got the top memes at the moment is Dogecoin. It is, what do I do there? We've got Dogecoin at 14.3 billion. It's down 1.6% for the week, but up 1.2% today. Let's have a look at some of the others there. The big mover down this week has been Floki, down 21%, but up 2% today. What else there? Dogs, this new one there from Tin. That's a Telegram one, right? That's down 30%. That's up slightly, 531 million. Certainly shaved off 100 million or so, 200 million. What else is looking at down? And then Mogcoin, Pepecoin are both down 14%, but pretty flat today. Our Dogcoin on Bitcoin runes, that's our favorite. And that is down 5.5% for the week, but up 2.4% for the day. That is where Dogs is at the moment. So still picking that for the winner when the bull market, once Bitcoin reverses. Its holder numbers, by the way, are climbing dramatically. This is a very bullish sign for Dog. Obviously led by Leonidas and Ord from Ord.io. Pretty much one of the 2 or 3 top kingpins for the runes protocol. And yeah, this thing is just a little sleeper that's probably it's going to go through the hyper rally on the other side. So definitely keep Dogs on your radar there on runes. So yeah, nice little pickup zone at the moment. 267 million market cap. So yeah, very good pickup. All right, let's jump away from that, and we're going to get into our second category of the day, which is Pulsechain update. I need to get one of those little tippers that say what section we're up to. Cheers, Super, says Brennan. You're most welcome. Hip ray, hip ray, hip ray. We got just wait a minute, says Wiggy. It gets worse. I don't know what you're talking about there, Wiggy. No one never knows what Wiggy's talking about, so that's probably okay. That's probably okay. Let's move on. We're going to get into the Pulsechain, and we got day 481, right? So day 481 as we head towards 500 days. Can you believe it? We had a nice big update yesterday with Pulsex, right? With stable swaps and all that, like from Pancake Swap. So really good there. Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0329 is up 3.77%. So it's nice to be able to report green prices. We will find a bottom, right? We will find a bottom, and picking the bottom is pretty easy at the moment. I think it's kind of a good zone for that. Quadruple 0164 for Pulsex, up 4.7%. So nice little move there. The buy and burn at the moment on Pulsechain, 968 billion up, and the total burn 4.79%. On a Pulsex there, so doing pretty well. Incentive token is at $1.49, up 6.24%, 3.77%. Of course, is the Pulsechain price. Total ratio at the moment 45,525 Pulse. Total incentive tokens 41.4 million, and of course they're from the V1 Pulsex farm. So kind of cool. Yeah, the cool thing about the Pulse swaps as well. The stable swaps is that people can come and bring their stable coins over Pulsechain and earn a pretty good yield, knowing that that's going to peg very well and have very little slippage. So it's kind of cool there for the big players that want to park their money in a relatively safe place there. Hex at the moment is up 3% at just over 3,900. Hex on Pulsechain, a real bargain right now. I know people are accumulating it. People keep telling me accumulating Hex on this line. We got eHex at the moment, 1,100 of a penny. Combined price of eHex and PX is half a penny at the moment. So there we go. And it is a no-brainer kind of for me, is the picking up accumulating Hex there. That's day 481. Let's have a quick look at some of the others. Let's see here. We're going to go to the stables. Now you see in the title of the video, I've got PDai and PTGC Moon. It's not just PDai. So, you know, the PDai community backing on that stable swap, and some movements around Curve and Aave and things like that have been moving. Well, the stable coins had a big rally today from that community, and it is rallied 59%. Yeah, so TitanX ecosystem doing fantastic, but PDai did brilliant today, 59%, and it's now a quarter of a penny. So pretty nice move on PDai. So let's have a look at that. So there is stuff you can make money on Pulsechain at the moment, not just buy the bottom, trying to buy the bottom, but you can actually make money as well. You got in the short term, you got a nice little pump here on the old PDai. Now this is the weekly candle, right? Weekly candle. So if we go to the daily, you can see the weekly. We can come back out. That's a really nice move on the weekly. Let's go to the daily, and that's the daily candle. Look at that big giant pump. Not too bad, not too bad. We started the bottom there at 15 out of a penny, and now it's a quarter of a penny. So doing pretty well there. RSI, bit of cool off there. What's the 4 hourly look like? 4 hourly is overheated, so probably come down there. But you know, the weekly there on the RSI is, you know, down at 47, bounced off 40. So yeah, something to gain from there. Now the other ones also moved up, of course. The other speculative pegs, USD Tether and USDC, they both moved up 49, 50, 48%. So some pretty mad gains there from that. Pretty cool. Even our slow, sluggish LUSD moved up 28%, although the burn's not really the burning that far, right? So that's been a bit of disappointment for me so far, but we'll keep tabs on it. You know, we'll keep open mind. Got to keep open mind in crypto. Can't get too bogged down. All right. Yeah, at the moment. So yeah, there's that stable swap, right? That stable LP, stable swap there versus Pulse at $1.03. Not too bad. There's lots of these little pools running around. But our 4 native stable Pulsechain are all pretty much around the dollar, except for Coasters sitting just below 98 cents. Otherwise, they're pretty much pegged PXDC, USDL, and HexDC. All right, so what else are we going to do? We're going to go to look at the influencer coins. At the moment, the best performance is Bromance from Ben Armstrong, formerly BitBoy, or is he going to be BitBoy again? Don't know. If he wins in a quarter, I guess. Now, Trayvon's more token. The influencer Trayvon, 21%. So a bit of a nice move there on Trayvon's one. But still relatively cheap to where it used to be. And then Ben, V1 Ben, that's the copy on Pulsechain, up 9%. SolidX is one. Remember the tip of the day? We've got DragonX is going to be building a game, the crash game that's coming probably by the end of the year, is my guess, following audits. And this is at $40.82. So this is one of the tips as well. Keep an eye out on SolidX because, you know, it could do a big rally into Christmas there based on that game. So fingers crossed on that one. All right, let's jump over to the projects as well. We're going to look at PTGC. Obviously, PTGC is the other token in the headline that I've got there. You know, it's a DAO reflection ecosystem, along with UFO and I think Alien as well. But that's doing really well, up 26, 27%. And let's have a look at the chart, because chart's pretty badass on Pulsechain. One of the best charts, right? And one of the best projects for sure. I mean, we've been saying this for ages. Look at that thing, up and away. So looking really good is the old PDGC there. That's the weekly chart, right? So 4 green weekly candles. Looking at the daily, there's a big pump today. Went all the way from 4,500 to 6,100, and it's still up there. The RSI getting a bit overheated on the daily, as you can see, and it's way up. So it might have a cool-off period. Looking at the 4 hour, it's just ended there. So it's got a bit of good move a bit more, but then it's probably going to have a bit of a consolidation in my view. All right, so that is PTGC. Let's go to the overalls and move over to Pulsechain and wrap this section up. Like I say, there are some winners there, PTGC and the PDAIs today, the speculative stables. And let's see what else. We've got $15 million in volume today. Yeah, that's what we like to see. $15 million. Oh my gosh, how long has it been since we had 15 mil? And a green day is at that. And it's normally, if we do have large volume, it's on a red day on Pulsechain, but 15 million on a green day, we'll take that. And the transactions up 200,000 or more, is up to 378,000. So really good day in the office for the old Pulsechain there. Top movers today on the trending. Teddy Bear. I know this is Moon King that loves Teddy Bear. Yeah, Moon King and Teddy Bear. It's up 42%. So it's a nice, another good mover. BFS up 39%. We talked about the LUSD stable up. We talked about PDGC up, UFO up. Even Diehard's up because PDai's up, right? And Diehard you get paid in PDai through reflections, and that's up 25%. UFO's up 23% as well, associated to PDGC. And of course, we got another ROI protocol. We'll talk about TitanX, which is the ultimate in ROI protocols, but we got P-Drip here is up 20% as well, so not too bad for the old Pulse Drip there. Alien is a part of the PDC, pretty sure as well. That's up 20%. So we got some nice mad gainers. Look at all these gainers over 20% on Pulsechain today. Pulse Inu, the meme coin there. What else we got going there? SolidX, like I said, keep a lookout for that's up 10%. So we've got lots of movers over 10%. Even King Pui, which is another one of Randy Alaski's ecosystems. I can't remember the founder for that. Just remember, was it Crypto Compassion? I think it's Crypto Compassion. King Pui up 10%. They had to do a relaunch. Remember, I think they had some issue there with LP and the whales. Something like the bots got it or something. So that's all over 10%. We got tons over, in the green. Maybe not 10%, but in the green there for Pulsechain. So a good day in the office there for Pulsechain. Let's quickly go back to I want to talk about Jacob's ecosystem. Now, if you missed it yesterday, Cult DeFi did an update for Jacob's ecosystem. He's the probably number one GameFi dev, peer-to-peer dev in the world. And of course, he's on Pulsechain, which is pretty neat. Now, his Mafia game, of course, which we're part of the big syndicate there, is pretty awesome. And we're going to have a quick look at the price of Mafia at the moment. Before we do that, let's play a special video. Are you guys ready? Get yourself ready. Because it's going to be pretty good. Now, let's look at the price first. Okay, so that's the price chart at the moment. Obviously, weakening off there with Pulsechain going down. And, of course, the game's been delayed further out, right? We're expecting the map to come up. So we've got a lot of way to go. But the actual game itself, pre-launches, are going pretty well. I'm saying sometime since we had the NFT marketplace launch on the 26th of June, but it's ticking away pretty nicely. We're waiting for the map, which is phase 6, right? Out of 11 before the game launched, phase 6 of 11. It's the biggest phase, to be honest. And so it's going to be pretty awesome. So that's at the moment, it's up 2.86%. A really nice entry on this, right? It has taxes, though. Just remember that. So when you're buying. So that is that on Pulsechain. Now on BNB chain, let's go look at BNB chain. Mafia at the moment is sitting, let's go to the daily. It's the daily, yeah. So obviously a very different chart, a very different way the tokens were allocated for TYCZ sacrifice, and that's sitting at what's that, 300th of a penny at the moment. 300th, yeah, 300th of a penny, and yeah, it's just had a little bit of a rally. Just a bit of a tapering off there, but of course we've got a new buy and burn thing going to happen for Mafia. So it's going to be burned off the market through auctions in the marketplace. So that should help to lift the price of Mafia moving forward before the game launches. And there's going to be lots of other stuff coming up. They're going to get the BNB up there, so keep a lookout for that. So that gets us into Mafia. Bam! Let's do it. This is our, let's get into it. We got a little video, so I'll say goodbye for a moment, and you can check out the Mafia video. There we go. This is for the family that I'm in. I'm the concierge, or consigliere, as some people like to say. It's the second. Each leadership of a Mafia family has a Don. Don is Archie. He's the number one Don in the Mafia game. And then I'm the consigliere. That's the second one there. And then the third one there is the Capitacina, which is Max Payne, a well-known Pulsechain community member. So let's check out this video. All right, peace out. I'll probably be disappearing for a second. All right, so you can see that's a pretty cool little promo, and yeah, it's real, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, obviously, the directorate is run by the Archie Don the Archie, I should say, and of course, he runs 4 families across both Pulsechain and BNB, dominating 6 out of the 10 paid spots. And of course, there's well over $250,000 in the payout pools, and it could quickly go to $1 million plus in on an uptrend, and in a bull market could be multi-million dollars. So it's going to be a pretty fun game when the map comes out, and lots of play to pay. Number one GameFi on Pulsechain, also playing on BNB. But it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So they've got lots of cool things coming up there as well. All right, so that's kind of play there. Let's go check out the vaults. The vault at the moment is a 5.42 billion pulse, 178,500 at the current price of pulse. Imagine pulse just going back up. This thing gets really big really quick. It gets funded through taxes on trading and stuff like that. And of course, marketplace and key sales. Key sales at the moment are a way that you get in-game assets. You buy keys for $20, you use the key, and it's got a cool little roulette thing there that gives you one of these big prizes. So it's pretty cool. Mafia prize, OG NFTs, keys, and stuff like that. Really cool. And the families. As you can see, Syndicate number 1. It's all part of the directorate. Yakuza number 4 and Hustlers number 5. They're all part of the directorate allegiance run by Don Archie. So pretty cool. And of course, there's BNB. You can just switch over on the site. BNB there as well. And you can see, you got to sign in. Let me sign some of these. You can see the families over here. Is the OG Gangsters at number 1, Syndicate number 2, the Mugnau's number 3, Yakuza number 4, and Illuminati number 5. And of course, these 3 families are in the directorate. So those are 6 of the top spots in the paid. Everything with the green there gets paid from the vault. Every single week gets 10% of the vault gets paid out. The vault on BNB at the moment is 133 BNB, 68K, $68,000. And all I was going to say about that is that Jacob's talked about this getting up to 500, and he's very confident about getting it up there, 500 BNB. So if that's during a bull market, it's a lot of money in this game. And so a lot of people, it's going to be more families coming too. We've got tons of families in there, 17, but I think there's going to be a few more, as I understand from DeFi. It's pretty exciting. Now, the thing about this is that you can play this game only 2,000 Mafia, and it's super cheap to get it. So if you want to start playing, all you need to do minimum is buy 2,000 Mafia and start playing today. Really worth doing that for sure. All right, let's jump in here. We've got a couple more comments before we move in. We're going to wrap it up with Hex. Let's see if Hex day's out. So 1739. Don't know if we've got it out yet. 738. Yeah, we had 7.359 Hex per TCA on the old Ethereum chain. And what else there? We haven't got Pulsechain's data out yet, but we do have Ethereum there. Kind of cool. So good payouts happening on Hex as well. Waiting for that big pump to $1, as the people say. Buy the bottom. Buy the bottom. That's the way you go. All right, so that's our second topic was Pulsechain. We did crypto and Pulsechain. Next topic, of course, is going to be, what is it? It's going to be TitanX. That's where we're up to, TitanX now, which is going to be a big section of the show. And we're going to get into Zen there as well. Let's see who else has jumped in the chat, though. We got Craig Pittenhouse. Morning all from Perth. A big shout out to you, Craig, all the way over in Perth. UFO says PDGC. Yeah, absolutely crushing. All right, been a fantastic project. Trev in the house, great work, man. I appreciate that, Trev. Big shout out to a long-term supporter there, Trev. Big shout out. Epic promo. Yeah, that video is pretty neat. Now, Archie is the Don of the directorate and all those families. He is also making those videos and doing incredible promotions online on X. So he's absolutely crushing. He's our genius Don, and domination is his game. You mean Lucky, the unlucky life of Lucky? Yeah, that's the OG Don. That's what we always joke about there. That's pretty funny. Subscribe for daily alpha. UFO PDC says UFO. Absolutely. And yeah, that is the BNB Mafia site if you want to play. Now you can switch it over to Pulse Mafia. Just by that, you're toggling it over there, and it's only 2,000 Mafia on each chain. Super cheap at the moment to get that. So maybe $1 or $2 a max on Pulsechain, maybe 80 cents or something like that on BNB. It's pretty cheap. Now you can also speculate on it, right? On buying those, and you can also stake it in the family. So if you go to join a family, you can buy Mafia and stake in the family, make the family more powerful, and rank you up too. Makes you more powerful. You earn more of the payment of the family if you're in the winning families like ours, right? So that's pretty much it. All right, let's get into it. I've got to switch over here because I've got to change the screens. We've moved up. We've scaled up now. That's all I can say. We've scaled up. So let's switch this over and get rid of this one. Now we're going to TitanX, which is absolutely crushing at the moment. So it's going to be fun to talk about this. Let's see here. Bam. All right. Let's do it. TitanX. All right, so TitanX absolutely rocketing and hitting some new milestones in the charts. This is going to, I don't see this holding back. Don't really, whales can make an impact at different times, and we're going to talk about that a little bit today. But the charts have really been rocking at the moment. We can see the best performer at the moment. DragonX up 31%. Hydra is up 19.5%. Hydra doing a good job there. Inferno up 16%. TitanX, the layer 1. Right, all these other layer 2s pretty much. TitanX is the layer 1. It's the medium of exchange, for example, that we kind of use that analogy. It's up 15% at the moment. Helos is up 2.7%. DragonX is up 1.3% on the 24-hour. DragonX had a big move up, but one of the top whales, I think it's whale number 4 or something, started selling down, just a fraction of its bag. But we're getting that redistributed, right? It gets redistributed. You just have to absorb that as we move forward. Baby DragonX is down 3.3% and Blaze down 9%. Those are the 24-hour results at the moment. And looking in the last hour, you can see that JakeX is the up 2.7% and up 20% almost in the last 6 hours. So the meme coin JakeX doing quite well there at the moment. Now, Rudy, Priority 1 said yesterday, Rudy is the JakeX and Titan Legends dev. So a big shout out there to Rudy for that. You've got to be pretty happy with that chart, right? All right, so looking pretty good. Now let's go to TitanX and have a quick look at that because we've got the roadmap, right? Yeah, people asking for the roadmap. This is the first time I've ever shown this because I just did it. So there we go. So let's get in. This is the chart over the days here at the moment. But let's go to the hourly. Let's have a quick look at the hourly chart. Actually, let's go to the day because it's not rendering very well. But this is most of the projects, not all of them, but most of the projects with their time. Look at that. You guys do you see what's happening? This chart. This is the first time anyone's seen it like this, as far as I know. As far as I know, no one's done it like this. And doesn't it shock you? Doesn't it shock you with FOMO? Does this shock your FOMO pants? Get in the chat there. Say FOMO pants in the chat there. Go on. You can do it. It's funny. Get in there. FOMO pants for TitanX because these are all the projects going to be launching. So is that insane? And there are more. But we'll update this as we go. But it's pretty crazy. All right. So these are the expected timeframes. So obviously we had a big rally today in TitanX, and this is the medium exchange. This is the layer 1. This is Jake Sharp, right? This is baby. And at the moment it had a low of had an open, I should say, of 5,375 with 6 zeros in front. And then it got to a high of 6,800. Can you believe it? So really powerful move today from 5,400 pretty much to 6,800. It is incredible. And heading towards losing a zero, right? It's going to go from 6 zeros to 5 zeros. You guys are still early. I said, got a week or two to get in because I think the market's going to front run the fact that supply is just about, and then we're going to go into hyper deflation. It's going to be insane. So I can only say that so much. And if we look at the Titan Hub here, we can see that visually that we are really moving through the hyperinflation period at the moment. This is September all the way through to here. And you can see that after September, we only have 2 more candles that are 1 trillion or higher, and then it's down from there. So I think the market's going to move on this somewhere in the middle of the September because that's just self-evident, right? So it could be well before that. You might only have a week left to pick up cheap TitanX. That's all I can say. Maybe we've got a week of 7 candles. Like we got this candle, the first of the 2 trillions out today. That's pretty much finished. We've rolled it over. That will disappear once this sheet is updated. So that's pretty much gone, that one. So we've only got 2 more 2 trillions left. We've only got 3.6, and then we've got maybe 10 or so trillion candles left. So once we get through the next 7 days, we've got through all these candles. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candles over 1 trillion, and then it's game over on the inflation, right? It's out pretty much. Now, obviously, if we get to October and the TitanX price starts, the miner yield goes positive, then we'll probably see some more people mining, and obviously the longer will probably be the case. They'll do longer versus shorter until the yields get high enough for them to feel comfortable doing that shorter rotation like we saw in November, December, early January last year, for example. Early January of this year, I should say. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. So it's game on. It's going to be fun. So this is the supply side. This is the medium of exchange. This is the way you hand over money to each other for different projects. It's a pretty fundamental part of understanding TitanX. Now, if you don't understand any of these other projects, as Jake Sharp said, just get TitanX, right? Just get TitanX because it will go hyperdeflationary, and you can just sit on that. That's one way to do it. And of course, you need TitanX to participate in a lot of these projects. Now, there's TitanX is the layer 1. There's a lot of these projects are layer 2s, and then on top of these projects, they often have layer 3s, and there'll probably be layer 4s in the future as well. So just remember that there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff going on. And there's going to be multiple projects where they've been multiple tokens from, different second layer, third layer projects. So this thing's going to get lit. It's going to get pretty lit. It's kind of the holy grail of crypto, holy grail of DeFi 2.0, as Jake Sharp would put it. And also, it is going to be fun to see the holy grail of ROI protocols, return on investment protocols, right? It is really, really clever. All right. So that's pretty much where we are at the moment. So you can see a lot of these projects. So we're expecting, as you know, we're expecting, there's names moving along. We're expecting LNG here, this one here, to come out. I think that's in the right spot. So potentially we've got Inferno Cycle 7. So there's so much stuff happening. Inferno Cycle 7 here, 6th to the 7th there. That's a 24-hour cycle for Inferno. To mint Inferno, you need TitanX for that. Last time we got just over 1.1 trillion. In cycle 6, cycle 5, we got 700 billion. In cycle 4, we got 330 billion. This thing is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The momentum's behind TitanX. How much is going to go into Inferno this time? Crazy amount, I suggest to you. Crazy amount. We're going to look at the chart in a minute. But crazy amount is going to go into here. Are we going to get 1.5 trillion? Are we going to do 2? I don't know. It's going to be pretty awesome. Are we going to do a similar amount? Maybe another trillion. It's going to be fun to see this out. It is about to open up very, very soon. So if we go to Inferno, we can see that in one day and 13 hours, TitanX is going to be consumed. Now, we talked about the TitanX amount, but it's going to be pretty crazy. So let's go to TitanX just to show you where the amount is at the moment. So this is the total amount at the moment in liquid, 56.9 trillion. And so that's 56.9 trillion is out at the moment, plus everything that's coming out on here, right? That's plus that's the future stuff, right? And so this Inferno is playing a huge role in September with 2 more weekly burns, one of them starting tomorrow, and that's going to be pretty exciting to see that. At the moment, the ROI is 13% on that entering, given where the Inferno price is. You can see the total amount gone into a TitanX is 4.3 trillion. It's gone into here, so a really big project doing a great job, right? So that's kind of cool. The burn value in there is spectacular as well, $760,000, $1.2 trillion TitanX sitting in there for the buy and burn. Pretty cool. All right, so and that's not to mention the bull category there. So let's jump out. So that is what we're happening with the Inferno, and we're going to have that second cycle on the 15th here, about the 13th, the 14th, 15th there as well. I think I've got a day too much there. So that's coming up on the 13th. That's cycle 8. That's the last cycle. So are we going to get 1 trillion, another 1 trillion, or we're going to get 2 trillion, another 2 trillion? I don't know. It's going to be pretty amazing. We got 1.5 trillion, 2 trillion. We're going to find out, but it's going to take a lot off the market. That's a lot amount of TitanX coming off this total, right? That's huge. So it's a big deal. So that's coming up. That's taking supply off the market. Bullish, right? Hyper deflationary. We already see that once we get through September, we are tapering off. The market's going to front run. It's going to price that in. That's the most logical thing from my point of view, right? It's not like we get out the inflation out there and then the market goes, oh, I'll just sell it off now. Well, no, it's the opposite, right? We've got more people coming into the system. It's growing all the time, and we've got the buy and burns taken away and everything else. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. Like I said, I think you've got maybe till mid-September at the longest there, maybe just past that, maybe 16th to get in on these lower prices. We always see the market's already moving up. So it's kind of a tricky one there. Now, we possibly have got Ouroboros launching sometime in the near future as well. What have we got this to the 17th? Ouroboros possibly launching. I don't know why that's so long. I don't remember having that long. 15th. So yeah, we've possibly got Ouroboros launching possibly sometime in here. That's a little bit of a question mark, but that could be happening. That's huge. It's a stable coin, I think. DeFi could be lending. Could be really massive. Ouroboros, I really do like that one. We've obviously got potentially on Monday. Apparently, we could have LGNDX and Titan Legends, that coin being floated, and of course the NFTs. And this is going to be NFTs across multiple projects eventually. So that's going to be pretty big. We're going to have this fee from the NFT sales going to burn LGNDX token. I think 20% is going in liquidity, and then the rest of it's going to NFT holders of Titan Legends, as I understand. I think that's kind of the tokenomics. So that's going to be bullish too. That's coming up. And then, of course, I guess another big thing. So Ouroboros is pretty big. I think that's going to be huge. Obviously, Inferno big. We're going to get some good momentum on DragonX there. We've got Hydra coming up. Obviously, Jake Sharp. Going to be massive for DragonX, TitanX. And, of course, we're getting 20% go to the TitanX going in there. So massive amount of TitanX expected to go in there. Maybe 5 to 8% of the liquid supply of TitanX all up. Maybe 10 or more million, 15 million. Who knows? It's going to be pretty big numbers coming. Probably going to go into Hydra. It's going to be dramatic. It's going to be dramatic. And, of course, that's going to have a huge impact on the TitanX liquid supply in addition to Inferno, and also on the future supply as well. So exciting times. Now, that could potentially launch. I've got here between 11th and the 15th September, so next week is the time frame. And it's got obviously audits to do, and then which are in progress, and then of course get that launch. So that's mega huge. That's the big event coming up there. Pretty exciting. So then after that, of course, what do we got? We got Vortex Hyper. Pretty coming. Let's scroll the screen up here. I didn't actually do this very well, but I forgot to put the other one on. I did have the other one there. Oh, there it is. I was wondering where it was. It's just moved. Everything moved because I scaled. So we've got the Hyper 96-day payout. So it's going to be paid out in in Hyper. There, so it's going to be paid in Hyper. So it's going to impact the Hyper market there. And then we've got the Vortex payout in Hyper as well, and that's going to be paying out. That's going to have the Ethereum get released, and the Ethereum there is going to go and go and buy TitanX, right? So another buyer for TitanX coming into the market, our third buy and burn. It's going to be a pretty big deal, right? So if we go to TitanX Hub and go down to Hyper, we're going to be able to see where that is at the moment. So buy and burn sitting on Vortex. This is about to unleash this one here. 315 ETH in there at the moment on Hyper. So that is a mega bullish. Going to go buy TitanX and burn and swap it for Hyper and burn Hyper. So that is looking pretty amazing. So that is coming up there. You can see these in yellow. They're kind of payouts, staker payout there for Hyper, with and then of course that Hyper payout is here, and you can see it's ticking away there, $200,000 worth at the moment, and 66 billion Hyper coming to the market. And I think the market will just absorb that and move on. It's probably what's going to happen. Bit of selling, but the market momentum's so good at the moment. And of course, the other thing with the fact is that the ROI now on Hyper is 257%. Awesome. Looking really good. So at the moment, 0.2 ETH, which is $491, will make you 1,757. And so if you're getting a volume increase, then you're also potentially good to get a price increase of 5x. So you could be up 10x, by the time you get it, something like that. It could be crazy like that. So yeah, not financial advice, but that's kind of the logic. All right, so that is looking pretty good with the payouts. It's going to be pretty fun. Then, of course, we're moving into second half of September. We've got Vault coming in. So Vault, you see, it's got a lot of color in the background. That's Vault. That's coming in here, potentially launching between the 21st and the 28th of September is the Vault. So it's coming up. It's going to be good. I covered that the other day, so checking it out. Flux as well, apparently, maybe launching in September into September there. I've got that second half there. So question mark, a little bit over Flux, but Flux potentially coming in there as well. Looks like that would be fantastic as well on that one. So it's going to be pretty cool. And then Pulsar apparently could be launching as well in September. So it could be bullish also. We'll probably cover those a bit more in the future. Now, Element 280, this is going to be apparently doing multiple tokens like the periodic table. This is going to be potentially benefiting all the projects on second layers and TitanX. So it could be really massive Element 280. And then Felix as well. Felix has just been added to the TitanX Hub. So if we go down to the TitanX Hub here, we're sort of running through a lot of these projects that are on the list here. Felix just got added, number 22. So a new project being added there. We know there's a few more others out there as well. They're not on the list, but Felix has just been added today. So that's hyper bullish, and Felix coming also. So we're going to probably talk more about that as well. Maybe tomorrow or something like that. We'll pick off some of these other new ones. Yeah, and then of course, related to Vault. So Vault is stage 1 of Vault. So that team that's doing Vault. Stage 2 is Viper, and that's coming in October. So you can see it's covering the whole of October there. Then, of course, we come up to a TitanX 369 payout. The DragonX buy and stake. So the super wild DragonX going to get a big payout there. I just realized something, I just realized that I'm missing X28 on here. Just realized that. My bad. My bad. All right, so I'm expecting X28 here. Let me just do that. I forgot. I just realized that I didn't have it on there. 28 X28. So we're going to have a question mark, but I think that's most likely X28. I'm going to just have to change the color format because I've got to keep it. What we got here? Yeah, we'll keep it like that. So X28, that's going to be mega bullish. So that's another Jake Sharp, and we're expecting that in October. The reason why is because that's going to benefit the DragonX whale, right? You can burn shares from TitanX, so that would benefit the DragonX whale, make that bigger. And everything seems to be leading to benefit DragonX, right? Hydra, X28, and could have a lot of different tokens and stuff like that in there. So multi-chain as well, I think. And so, yeah, it's going to be pretty epic. Then the big Dragon pay, the TitanX payout, it's going to be massive, right? So if we go to the payout pool, we know that $6.1 million is coming into the mix, and that the big Dragon whale is going to have about 36% of that, maybe higher. If X28 comes out in October, as I suspect it will, and we're at 2,500 at the moment on that. So 2,500 ETH there sitting in there at the moment. So pretty awesome. Now if we go to Titan Watch, let's go to Titan Watch. We can actually see how much the DragonX whale has got. I suspect we're going to get a lot of the retail book as well going back into the system. So unlike we saw in January, February, where the retail book sort of took off, and some of the the Asian market big players, we probably see a lot of reinvestment because the system is just churning over as everyone hoped it would do. So we're at 2.1 million in there from the DragonX and 881. Remember, 44.5% is going to go in and buy TitanX with that Ethereum and then stake it. So you can see how this thing's just ramping up. Can you see that? It's going to be absolutely epic coming up there. So Vortex here, buy and burn for TitanX. This is going to be a big buy TitanX and stake it, which is pretty much getting rid of it for years. So yeah, it's going to be pretty epic. Then of course we got for Viper, we got stage 3 TitanX there in November. That's stage 3. You can sort of see it's all the same color: Vault, Viper, and Titan game. The Shadow Protocol. Now I'm not sure when this might come. So Shadow Protocol there. I've just got question mark over this in blue. I'll just put it out to December, November at the moment. And then of course we've also got Titan Farms. When will Titan Farms come? Well, it's LP approvals, right? So what we want to do is we get all these projects out, and then we want to thicken up the liquidity. And then, of course, you need incentive farms for that. So Titan Farms there from DragonX, Eric there, potentially coming out. I've got here December, January. Just seems obviously flow out after these other ones come up and fatten up the liquidity there. And so I know the whales and anybody that's been around will enjoy that. Offers some good incentives there too. All right, so that's a good number of the projects coming up and some of their timeframes. Let's get into the chat there and see what else people have got in here about that. Let's see here. I might have to change the red font maybe. That's what we're saying. The text is a bit hard to read, but great layout. I'll try and change that next time. We'll upgrade the font there. I'm feeling the FOMO of TitanX, says Trev. Me too. Good to know. Wook says he doesn't have his pants on. We might have to take Wookie's moderator away with these comments. It's where's his moderator stuff? He's a terrible moderator, honestly. Remove as standard moderator. We'll leave him in. That's a rat bag. He's terrible, this guy. What else there? We got what else? We got what was it? LFG, TitanX, DragonX to the moon. Absolutely. Ebenezer. Good to see you in the chat there. Where do I buy TitanX? Superman says Trev. Just Trev. Well, we'll give you the chart here. You can buy it on Uniswap. That is the chart there for TitanX. Like I said, it's probably best to get your position this week before it really starts to run away, because it's finishing off the inflationary period, going to go into this hyper deflationary. So probably best time there before it really gets crazy. It loses a zero, right? It's got 6 zeros, 6,300 at the moment. If it loses a zero, then you're paying up here, right? The price will be up here. And it's going to go up and away there. Now, looking at the weekly here, so that is our charts. I'll try and change the font there. It looks cool on my chart. I've got a 4K Mac, right? So it looks cool on my chart. So we'll change it to make it a little bit easier. Maybe change it to yellow, but it's slightly better font. But that is the weekly chart there at the moment for TitanX. Look at that. Is that a W pattern there, Brennan? That's a little bit weird, but that is where we are heading back up to. Look at that. Let me auto log that. That's the auto log. Let me hide the what have I got there? I've got hide drawings. Yeah, so there's the drawings. That is the chart by itself on weekly candles. Look at that, 5 weekly candles. This thing's unabating. It's about to go to hyperdeflation. What you could see in hyperdeflation is a huge string candles, right? Maybe something like this coming up. And so it's going to run away from people, right? The Titan price. We see big ones there. All right, that is kind of the play there. Now you've still got whales and stuff in the system, right? So you're still going to have wicks in the candles. So you're going to have whales. If whales good, they'll either use LP to get out, or they'll use the DCA out. That's a good friendly whales out there. So that's true in all projects, right? So just remember that. But when you're coming off a lower base, then you get a lot of the early big X's. So it is a little bit different in propensity. So that's what we've seen today. We saw that on DragonX in particular. So that is TitanX. Let's go to DragonX. I'm just going to do the sort of the big ones first with the big LP pools. Now, TitanX and DragonX have been flipping each other on the market caps. So TitanX at the moment 47.8 million, and DragonX there at 44 million at the moment. So moving the DragonX over quickly. Let's jump away from. I'll just close down some of these. Let's close down the hyper, and let's close down. Oh no, actually, I want to open up hyper one more time because I want to talk about the mining. We didn't quite finish that off. So yeah, 257% at the moment. But look at the buy and burn. So that buy and burn is getting split between these, and the buy and burn that's running at the moment. This is the second buy and burn, right? We've got the V1 from V2, sorry, from TitanX. We've got which you can see here. That is burning. So we go to the buy and burn. We've got this one here burning 2.2 million. 883 ETH in there. So obviously at the moment the TitanX miner is not profitable, but it is increasingly profitable as the TitanX price goes up. It's now only 47%. I think we were at 57% negative yesterday. We're at 47% now. So as soon as that goes positive, could be the end of September, could be October. Then the people will start mining again into the TitanX system to get that TitanX. Now at the moment you can get 2.7 million. TitanX at the moment, and the EAA bonus is 1%. So yeah, that started off at 8 million if we remember, now down to 2.7. So it goes down to by about 25,000 a day. So that's potentially, that also makes it higher prices needed, right? Because you have to offset that lower mining rate. But that's going to be pretty exciting to see that. Imagine it. It's insane, guys, insane. So that is it. And of course, the buy and burn will start filling up again, right? So we're at 883 at the moment. So look out for that theme later in September, maybe October potentially. That is looking good as the price goes up. Could be much faster. Could be mid-September. Who knows? So bullish. All right. So that is the play. Yeah, probably mid-September. It's probably the case when I think about it. So watch out for that. All right. So that is kind of cool. And we haven't even touched V1, right? So we've got this is the burning at the moment, V2. We've got the hyper buy and burn here is going as well. It's almost headed back up to $1 million. 380 ETH in here. It's insane, right? It's going to keep going, because the mining yield's going up. It's all self-fulfilling, right? Price goes up, yield goes up, more miners go in, more ETH goes in. It all feeds itself, a little flywheel thing, and away it goes. So pretty epic on the old hyper. And of course, soon we're going to have that vortex open up, right? So we're going to another buy and burn in there as well. So kind of cool. All right, so that is a DragonX. Let's go in here. So we had a bit of movement here on DragonX. So we had a big rally. We were really hyping up here. We got up to we have 5 zeros. So on TitanX it's 6 zeros, but on DragonX, given the supply numbers, remember on TitanX there's 56 trillion. On DragonX is 5.4 trillion. So it's like a 10-to-1 ratio. And at the moment we've got the price actually had a super rally yesterday. We've got a brand new candle here on the daily, but we got all the way up to 9983. So 5 zeros, 9983, and almost lost the zero. Almost went to 4 zeros. And it looks like it's going to head there, right? I mean, it's a bit of a challenge here. But what stopped it? You know what? A whale. Whale stopped it, right? So it's whale. One of our top whales ended up selling down, and they sold this chart down, right? So they waited till it got up there, and then they sold down. So you got intelligent whales out there that have made mad gains, right? And they are selling out. So when they sell out, as long as you got enough momentum and you got everything else going along, you're going to have redistribution, right? Redistribution of those tokens to smaller players. That's why we see holders of DragonX, we moved from like 551 to 557. We've probably got even more now in the mix there. So in fact, we're going to have a quick look at that while we do it. But let's quickly look at the whale that's sold down here. back earlier. You can see it here. Wallet 81D is the one that's been selling down, and they're a whale, right? So they've sold down. Looks like 5.9 billion. Now they've got tons right left. So there we go. Now they may be participating in some of the protocols with that with TitanX, or they may go back into ETH. I didn't actually check, but probably just participating in with TitanX in there and other protocols, assuming they didn't have any. I haven't really looked at that, so let's take that into account. So let's have a look at DragonX contract. Let me just zoom this a little bit. And we can see we got to 2,231 holders. So we've increased the holders by over 10% in the holder count on DragonX just in the last few days. So that's been very bullish. Imagine that being 10,000 holders, right? So this is kind of where we're going to be heading here. And you guys are so early, right? So early. You see the chart going up, but this ecosystem, man, it could be absolutely insane, right? Now, what have we got here? We've got the top whales here. So let's scroll down here. We're looking for that wallet, aren't we? Which is 81D. So this wallet here is a wallet whale number 6, 81D, and it sold down a bit today, right? We also saw this whale here, I think it was B26 yesterday, the day before, also sell a bit down. So these two whales have been a little bit active. You can just jump into their wallets and see the activity. This one here was 12 days actually did the collection, so not that one. What was the one? Must be one of the other ones here. Let me just scroll down. So this was the one that sold today. That stopped us losing a zero pretty much, and they sold that out. See that 1 hour they sold down all that DragonX. So that is that whale, and I think we saw one of these other ones here. So it's 81D. I'm not sure whether it was this one here. Oh no, it was this one here, FC25. So whale number 4 did some selling yesterday. Still at 116 billion DragonX, and they did some sales 2 days ago. Yeah, they sold 6 billion there. That may have just been to get their original capital out, given the way they bought DragonX. I think it was $43,000. So that's kind of some of the stuff there going on. You will going to get some distribution amongst these top whales and sharks. Remember, the over 1%, I believe, is a whale, and below 1% is a shark, and then above 0.1% is was it? What did we say? Dolphin? Yeah, dolphin. So that's kind of the play at the moment. We're going to get a bit of ebbs and flows like that. Now, saying that, of course, we don't have that much DragonX, max TitanX in the pool. Relatively speaking, there's 67 in this particular pair versus 190 billion TitanX. So obviously, there's only so much TitanX to go out. So with the Hydra coming up, it's going to have massive burning of DragonX, right? So DragonX 5.4 trillion going to get burned off. And that's going to make it even more valuable, arguably, versus people selling to get TitanX. Where as opposed to TitanX, we have a huge supply, 56 trillion. All those different people holding that are not in DragonX can go and go into Hydra, and that burns DragonX off, right? So could be $10-15 million. It could be some amazing number, 5 to 8% or something is indicative where Eric thinks the TitanX could be used or something like that. So it's going to be massive, and we're going to watch this ebbs and flows upwards there. But I think next target is losing a zero, right? That's the next natural target there. So that's on the hourly. Let's have a look at the daily. That is the daily on the charts. The charts look spectacular. We've had one big run, a little bit of consolidation, big run, little consolidation, big run, little consolidation, big run, and maybe a little bit of consolidation before we take out that zero and move up to 4 zeros, right? So exciting times ahead. Now, can we go from 220 million market cap to 200 million market cap? That's got 10x. We're well on our way, right? We 2x'd already, over 2x'd that 20 million market cap that we had before, which is pretty exciting. We can switch this to market cap on DragonX, and we can see that, we were only at 20 million before this move. Look at that. That's where we were at 20 million, and we're already well on our way. We 2x'd, over 2x the million there. We even got up to 50, which is 2.5x there. So market cap is on the rise, folks. It's going to be pretty fun. Look at that. Look at that chart. Is that crazy? That's amazing, right? That is the chart there for DragonX. And Hydra's coming. Probably next week is the guess, as we saw on the chart there. What else were we going to look at here on DragonX? I think that was it at the moment. All right. So, Hydra's going to be bullish, burn 20%. To put it in the 20% vault. And then, of course, 80% is going to have, I think, 20% burn, and then the rest of it's going to burn Hydra, right? So it's going to be pretty cool. All buying DragonX and getting rid of it. Or staking it, right? So going to be cool. I think it's staking here, just burn on it. All right, so let's see, where else are we going here? and it's going to have Vortex too, right? It's going to have Vortex. So we'll see how that final schema looks when it comes out. So that is DragonX. What else we got? We've done TitanX. And Hydra is the other big one that's doing a good job. We talked about that buying burn coming up. And on the daily, it's starting to look at that uptrend in Hyper. It is doing a really great job. Remember, Hyper needs Ethereum, whereas Hydra needs TitanX. So that's the difference there. Hyper has staking. Hydra will not have staking, so the yields are going to be higher, but for people that go longer. So rather than that shorter uptime payment, shorter uptime payment for staker payouts. So really the value is being pushed out there for Hydra. There's key differences. And it's all going to pump the hell out of DragonX and burn that supply off and stuff like that. So it's going to be good. Right, so that is the play at the moment on Hyper. We're sitting at the 4.1 million market cap. How high is this market cap? It's got a lot of way to go compared to DragonX and TitanX, 10x to get there. So will this do a 10x as well? Going to be pretty interesting. If we go to the top trendings at the moment, obviously we're seeing TitanX up here. So TitanX is number 13 at the moment. DragonX is number 15. But will Hyper get up here as well? Will Hyper get up here? And will they all start moving into the top 10 in maybe in a week or two? Who knows? We've already been there earlier this week, so keep a lookout for that. That's this, domination of Ethereum, right? Is the TitanX ecosystem. That's the future. It's very close. It's going to be very close. We're talking weeks, probably a month, 6 weeks at tops. Right, so that is Hyper. And of course, we talk about how good the yields are. People are leveraging on those yields, trying to get more TitanX. So that's pretty cool. The other one we're going to talk about is Inferno. We talked about that. Inferno's doing great. Now, I did talk about Inferno's got 2 more weeks, opening up in a day and a half for the cycle 7. How much is it going to get? It's going to get a trillion and a half TitanX, making TitanX disappear. We shall see. But look at this all-time high charts we got yesterday for Inferno, and we got up to a high of 609,769. So almost about to lose a zero as well. Some record breaking going on here. And you got to remember, TitanX is coming out. It's going to lift all the prices, right? It's going to lift everything up. So this is how it works, folks. TitanX is going to, and these are all burning the supply. TitanX use case is going to be insane. So we're going to move to hyper deflationary very, very soon, probably into October there. So kind of cool, probably before. It's going to be negative, probably late September, I guess, based on all the protocols coming out in the buying bins. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Remember, the last day for our trillion candle is the 5th of October. And then after that, it's just downhill. All right, so doing pretty well there. 1.7 million market cap. What's Inferno going to do? Is it going to do some 10, 20x's? Let's see. But that's got a lot of upside here to go. Liquidity at 207,000 as well, so the price moves pretty much easier. This is another one to watch out for, is Inferno doing a great job as well. And we just covered that earlier. So those are kind of the cool ones. Obviously, we've got Helios out there that's up 7.5%. Baby Dragon has been performing pretty well. And Blaze, of course, is out there as well. But yeah, I think those are the ones I really do like at the moment. Is the Inferno, Hyper, and TitanX and DragonX. Some good ones there. Now, if you want to take a bit more risk, there's the meme coin, JackX, right? JackX there going up there. And that's from the Titan Legends founder, Rudy. And so there we go. It's at 1,200 to a penny at the moment, pushing high as well. Meme coins seem to always do well, right? So yeah, let's see what happens when Legend X comes out, potentially Monday. So it's doing pretty good. 1 million market cap. How high will this go? Can it do 20x, 40x? Is this going to keep going? And I suggest it probably will. But it's going to rise with the TitanX market. TitanX going to get burned off, go to hyperdeflationary. This seems logical. The JackX is going to keep going up and away. So there we go. All right, that's it. Do your own due diligence, of course. That's kind of the cool stuff there. I think we've covered this off pretty well. Do we miss out anything? Let's go into the chat and see whether we missed anything on that one. We're going to be covering more on TitanX there. We're doing a mega live stream. It's going to go for 5 years. I'm just kidding. We're going to be doing normal times. What else there? Let's see here. We got Brian in house. There's up, folks. Later today. Did someone need to be wrenched? It was at Wookie. Yeah, Wookie was being bad. Wookie's being bad there. They get cheers. Here's Trivia. You're most welcome. Dave says, how high do you think Hyper will go? Oh, way higher. I think, like I said, maybe even within by October, it could be 5x higher in terms of price. So Could be much higher. It's got a long way to go in terms of reaching up the others, and it's performing like a boss right now, right? So yeah, and TitanX is getting more valuable. It's a perfect time to get into these things. Perfect time. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. Hey, Sandy Beach. What else there? I think that's it. Is it? Yeah, I think that's it. Good to see Sandy in the house. All right, let's get back into it. We've got lots more to talk about for those that love getting into TitanX at the moment. We're going to do Zen soon as well. So those are all the projects. Mike Dean, of course, has got a portfolio tracker. You can track your portfolio. You just have to paste your wallet in there. That's pretty cool. You paste it in, so you don't have to connect anything. He's also got premium services. So Mike Dean is the #1 sort of data guy in TitanX ecosystem, and he's got the Pro and Elite services out at the moment. The Pro has a lot of data in there, so very important data if you're looking at when you want to get your miners coming out. Really good to know the future there as well. And of course, you can join our strategy club. We talk about this stuff all the time, so join strategy club. Links in the video description. $35 a month, great value though. Multi-chain opportunities, and we're passing intel there all day long. So if you want to get into strategy club. All right, that is it. Let's have a quick look at the founder, Jake Sharp, and let's see what he's been talking about. So kind of cool. He's excited, of course, about the supply. I said to you, we're about to get the rest of them fly out in September. Then hyper deflation is probably going to occur well before that, because we've got all these protocols, all buy and burns, the stake of payouts. It's going to be insane. This thing is about to go lit. It's about to change crypto, take over Ethereum. No one's going to be talking about anything else, I think, for the whole bull market. It's going to be fun times. All right, so kind of cool. Let's have a look. We've got other stuff here. McKinsey here, TitanX, no ICO, no pre-sales, no insiders, no VCs, hyperinflation to hyper deflation tokenomics, full community support there. Looking good, right? Looking good. So I like this sort of stuff. Now let's jump through some of this. This is all from Jake Sharp, what he's been posting. He's the founder, of course, of TitanX. Obviously posting the charts, how well the charts are doing. Looking good there. Look at that. Represent all those green charts there. Looking fantastic. Let's see what else we got going. Yeah, more of those. Just charts keep going up, so he's just posting that out. That's easy marketing, right? Now there have been fake Jake Sharps running around DMing people, so do not respond. Jake Sharp's not going to DM you. So yeah, be careful, scammers. You can see an example of that here. So be careful if you are in the TitanX system and engaging, because scammers will come after you pretending that they're Jake Sharp when they're not. Don't get scammed in crypto. What is supposed to be the safe asset again? This is 7 hours ago, and it looks like TitanX pretty safe amongst the markets with its downturn, with its turmoil and volatility in September. Or what else there? Keep the momentum going, TitanX. Like and share, so keep the good words up there at the moment. So this is the engagement. Looks like engagement's going pretty well. What else there? Last 3 months. Let's jump through all that. Incredible tokenomics, absolutely. Everyone loving the tokenomics in TitanX. Yeah, like I say, ranking up really well on Ethereum. Hey, look, we could have hyper in there as well. People asking how big hyper we would go. Well, could do 10, 20, 30x, just like the others. Probably a law of convergence could play out. That's probably something that could happen as well. And maybe we have 3 of those in the top 10 on Ethereum trending. Certainly we're getting good ETH coming into the system. Let's see here. Now we will have competition from Hydra in a sense, because you need Ethereum for hyper, but you need TitanX there as well. So it should help a lot actually. Seriously, be careful out there. There's a lot of scammers, absolutely. So that is it from Jake Sharp in terms of updates. Now in terms of Eric on DragonX, of course he's been absolutely promoting nonstop. And of course, yes, you were early. Hex took 20,000 years to do its first 10x, and we just saw, there's 2,236 on DragonX. Imagine if it gets to 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000. And remember, it's got a TitanX underneath it going hyper deflationary very, very soon. So you want to get in on that, right? That's the whole point. It's going to lift the whole game, all the value for everybody. This is sponsored, and then Hydra's going to burn on DragonX off, right? So it's going to be bullish too. So this is one, we talked about one of the ways whales are getting out. They're DCAing, they're selling a little bit here and there, subject to liquidity in the pool. But they're also, you can set limit orders, right? So you get very, very tight limit order here, and you can set that, right? So it's just an example of that. The reason we don't go up hard is because one whale added 56 billion DragonX in the LP in the range there. When that whale is totally out, it goes damn hard up in the ratio between TitanX and DragonX. So you might see that, being held back as whales are exiting, either using LPs to do it on the V3, or DCAing out, just market selling, like we saw earlier there at the top when we were just about to lose to zero. But we expect that to happen, right? This is the way. It is a redistribution, and in this kind of ecosystem, it's probably not something to be too worried about because we've got, the TitanX. It's all going deflationary. It's going to be pretty pumpalicious. The ratios are what you want to look at, though. They can move around a lot, but with the Hydra coming out, it's going to be burn. It's really unfair how well set up the LP and DragonX is right now before Hydra hits. Absolutely. So it's a bit of that positioning as well with the LP. It's kind of cool. And don't forget these Genesis wallets are out there too, right? So for these different projects. So Jake Sharp, Eric and people like that. Most people won't buy coins that are too small. You need 100 million market and 10,000 users before they consider buying. Most adoption comes at the end of the run, and you guys are early, right? So that's kind of play. People really perceive growth rates. So we're obviously trying to grow the following. Let's jump into some of these. We're going to scroll up here as well. Now, talking about a hyper, just in the last 10 days, 300 ETH. This is on the 3rd of September. Obviously, more's gone on now. 300 ETH has been spent to create hyper miners, and it's gradually gaining momentum. Now, obviously, we're hitting almost $1 million in that now, over $1 million. So you can see the ETH is just, remember, no one was mining for ages, right? Mined at the beginning, very short term, and then no one was mining, and then now it's just ramping up. Yeah, we're getting up to almost 2,000 ETH there coming in there. So in ETH cost, so it's getting big, folks, getting big. What else? Let's scroll back up here. Let's see, DragonX farm taken over. Scroll through all these. Scroll up the top here. Yeah, Mike Dean doing a great job with the premium page. This is all 19 hours ago. We're going to scroll through all this. Let's see here. 18 hours ago. So if you see whales selling, great to see whales exiting 10-20% of their stack. Whenever we do a leg up, consolidation is the best part. So good point there from Eric. Let's scroll up the top here. And yeah, let's see here, the 3 more. What have we got there? All right, so if you haven't joined already for the Hydra, the Telegram is open. So I'm going to post the link to Hydra Telegram if you want to join up with that. That's Hydra Telegram that is just opened. So you know that the launch is probably next week sometime. As we put on that map. So that is pretty cool. That is the Hydra Telegram is now open if you want to go join that and get the latest, remember. So that's going to be using TitanX, going to be burning DragonX and burning Hydra. So it's kind of the play. All right. What else we got going here? That's it from Eric. So pretty cool. Little updates there. Now that's going to move us into our final topic. Where we're hour and 12 minutes on the hour. We're doing pretty good. And we're going to get into Zen because Zen's got something happening with it at the moment. Who else has jumped in here? No one else? No other comments? All we could do? Oh, we could put his link for Strategy Club. Yeah, if you want to join Strategy Club, we cover multi-chain opportunities, Intel flying all day. And of course, that is $35 a month. Join up today. And of course, it includes Pulsechain Hex Discord as well. It's kind of cool bonus. Private club in there, of course. All right, let's jump into our final topic, Zen. Zen, baby, Zen. Now, we know Zen's going to have be huge. It's going to have all the greatest technology in X1 chain. And we're excited to where it's going to be the first fork of Solana, but upgraded with everything of the best. Going to have Hydra layer, lots of stuff, potentially developer rewards in the blockchain. It's a game changer. 100,000 transactions per second, I think is going to be legit. Yeah, going to be epic. And now, obviously, we're waiting for it, right? It's been, typical software. It's been delayed like a year or so since we probably maybe not a year, maybe 9 months since we expected it to launch. But yeah, that's going to be pretty crazy. All right, so here's the Zen price at the moment. So yeah, it was down pretty near the lows. So if we have a look at the chart all the way, let's actually go to the log. We're going to log this, and we're going to go to the weekly chart. That is the weekly chart for Zen at the moment. So this is on Ethereum, right? So Zen is on, 13 chains plus Bitcoin. It's got the vampires there. So you can see the chart's pretty much down. People will post this chart, but actually this is looking like the best time to accumulate. Now, you could probably wait for a few weeks potentially, with the mad gains you're making in a TitanX or in PDGC or something like that. But this is definitely looking pretty good. We're at 7 zeros, 8,233, which means you can pick up tons of volume of Zen. Now, we don't know. We know that he's working on a Twitter space, I think it was yesterday. He was talking about him working on the final token allocations. Obviously, we're expecting a big burn party and with a credit auction system for Zen, and that's multi-chain. And of course, that way people can participate in that using credit system and go into daily auctions, I think was what they were looking at, rather than the monthly party ones. So that's kind of what we're waiting to get confirmed, but that's what's been floated up to this point. And we're at 708233 on Zen. Now, this is just one of the ways of getting in on the X1 chain. So the X1 chain coin is going to be XN. You obviously can do mining on Solana chain, and you can also do Zen block mining, which is the proof of work. And those are different ways of getting in with the 1 billion. There's only been 1 billion XN coins based on what we know so far, and that's going to get allocated to different ways of getting in, like Zen burning or Zen blocks, mining Zen blocks with XN coin, with regular blocks and things like that. So it's a big topic, but that is where we are. And at the moment, a wonderful place to accumulate. Why would you start to accumulate? Is it the right time? Well, September, we knew there's the last of the inflation. Really, we know that there's a Zen NFTs coming out into next year, but a big part of the inflation is coming out in September. So it's probably a pretty good time to launch in Q4 this year, is my guess. We know the X1 chain is completed technology-wise for the most part. We know he's been working on the legals. We know he's been working in Silicon Valley and other things to set up and potentially capital and partnerships. So it could be pretty scalable there. So he's just lining everything up before he launches, right? Getting everything right there. And what do we see today? Well, we saw some cool stuff from him today. So let's have a quick look through that. Where are we up here? So we said, do we like? So this is a X1 branding. So obviously it's getting very close. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about where that's heading. Our goal, and then he's putting out a lot of stuff on Telegram, stuff like that. Our goal is to reintroduce proof of work into the best performing virtual machine pioneering by Solana. X1 will act as consolidating force across Zenian ecosystems. If you're not yet running a node or just want to learn how, you can join the validator group. So kind of cool. I'm all for forking SVM, so that could be huge. I think we're going to have SVM wallets, so it's the best VM for trust compute as well. So system virtual miner there, I think that's what that term is. A proof of work plus X1 plus Solana. There is a combination for success there. What else we got there? I think that was it on there? Yeah. Kind of cool. All right, so there's lots of cool stuff happening here with X1 teasers. So I think we're going to see some pretty fun stuff. Trees also reposted. He's one of the main Zen influencers, and also Zen block miners and Zenlana miners. And so he's been posting this stuff too. Now, there was a post up here that I want to look at from Trees that reposted. I think we saw that. Yeah, this one here. So this was Trees 3 hours ago. He says, another milestone in the road to X1. This Oracle links your Zenblocks EVM address to your Solana SVM address for issuing of your mined Zen blocks. I imagine there will be a site where miners connect and link EVM mining address to Solana SVM address and claim. And the thing about this is that, I covered Zen block mining just the other day, and I think one or two people have picked that up. There's Bitcoin, the XNM coin, which is when you mine regular blocks, you get XNM. You get 10 XNM for every regular block that you mine on the proof of work side of the of Zen blocks, which is part of the X1. That's going to be halved down to 5 on the 16th September. So it's been 10 for the whole year, and it's going to be about to go for the halving, and that's only 11 days away, something like that. So yeah, that's about to go halving down to 5. So your most profitable time now is to mine now, right? So if you want to find that Zen block mining, I got a how-to video, a very short one with the steps on how to do that with the cloud mining. And that's you can search for that on this channel, Hex Token Superman Crypto. Check that out. You can 11 days to get your miners up as well. All right, so that is kind of cool. The rewards are coming for all those Zen block miners that have been mining for a year. It's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, LFG X1 Zen blocks, claim those. So we know that he wants to start off the price when the X1 launches to be relatively on the low side, so that has a big ramp up in price. So he's going to try and work that as well. So lots of fun there. So yeah, X1, it's ready to launch. Zen is a perfect time to enter at the moment. Look at that chart. So you can see a bit of a bounce today with some of these teasers. The chart's managed to make a bit of a bounce here, but still super cheap. Although there's still a bit more inflation to come out in September. But I think we're going to see similar things. I think the market's probably going to move through that or move sideways for a little bit and then take off. I think you've got a little bit more time. This is on the weekly candles, right? So if we look at the daily, That is the daily candle there for Zen. Liquidity, 532K in the main pair, 11 million market cap, so a lot of big upside for this. Could be 50x, right? Could be 50x, so we'll see. Over time, you've got to hold it there with the X1 launch. But you've got to, use Zen to burn, probably go to the burn parties. So we'll get confirmation around the tokenomics for all that with the allocation. That is kind of the final things we're working on. They've made they've made several tokens, and they've got to pull it all together and do the allocation, which is fair, right? So that's kind of where they are at the moment based on his X-Space talk yesterday or the day before. So that's kind of the play there. So not bad, not bad. The Zen there could be a nice little pickup. Want more info and get into our strategy club. Links in the video description for that. And it's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Should we wrap up? How are we doing? An hour and 20 minutes? I think that's pretty good. What a show today. We covered so much stuff. Might have to change the color from red to something else, maybe blue or something. Or maybe yellow. Maybe I'll just change it to yellow for the roadmap there. But that's the first time that the roadmap's been presented like that for TitanX. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Share it around to your friends. Tell them, hey, look, cool roadmap. And catch me again tomorrow. We'll be covering all these ecosystems tomorrow. So, yeah, join us then. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, share the channels around. See you in Discord. And take care, everybody. Enjoy your day out there. And bye for now. Pump it up. Pump it up. Pump. Okay, I gotta go. See ya. No, really. Bye.